used to set goals like that within a month I have to talk with 15 different people.
Yes.
This is what I used to do. And there was this,
True.
when I was learning English, I used to watch movies with subtitles in the beginning. After month 2, 3, I try to remove those subtitles and start watching them directly. And it truly gives me a motivation. This is how you will track your progress, which is really important. So I
Right.
think you have mentioned the right point.
Yeah, and I love that you set up this number of people that you need to speak to and within a month or within a week. I think that's very, very cool idea. Just totally, guys, try this out.
People have this habit that they usually disconnect these marketing calls which we received on daily basis. I have never done that. I have never lost any opportunity to pick up those calls and talk to them. For very good afternoon, ma'am, how are you doing?
Good afternoon. It's very nice meeting you. I'm doing good.
Okay, happy new year first of all.
Happy New Year. How was your
Okay,
New Year?
sorry.
How was the New Year?
It was okay. I was at home, nothing new, no party, no club. So it's as usual. Like it is same for the all housewife, I feel.
Okay, but you guys did like maybe at home celebration, some fun thing.
Nothing, not at all. Having two kids, you cannot do anything at home. If they are sleeping, that is the peace and celebration at like house.
Right, right. That's amazing.
Oh, okay. So before we are moving forward, let's start with the introduction. It's our tradition. You have to give a short, brief introduction to my audience.
Definitely, definitely. So, hi everyone who is watching, and I am Shobha. I am the head of design at Spark Studio. I've been working here for almost about 4 years, and I have overall 9 years of education experience. And previously, as well, I've done a lot of products where I'm working on English speaking, listening. So, there are apps that I've worked on which are mascot driven. And yes, it's been an exciting journey because majorly it's been kid focused, but now I got to like expand that kid focus to like adult audience also, which is a very cool and fun learning to do and understanding them.
Okay, that's great. Good to know about you, ma'am. So today, I think we are going to discuss the resolutions which people can make in order to improve their English because 2025 has already started. And if you want to achieve something, you have to make a proper plan. You have to organize your day. You have to maintain that throughout the year. Then only you can achieve something. So we are going to discuss that only. So let's start with you, ma'am.
Yes, I think for the 365 days, every single day, have a certain timer for yourself. Like set it up morning time if that's the time that you have free, or evening if you're more comfortable with those timings. But every day, 10 to 15 minutes, you will set up for yourself. And you can divide it in a way where you're, giving 2 days to more speaking, 1 day to writing. So we can talk about that in detail as we go further in the video, but I think what you need to focus on, it's every single day. That's the most difficult part, right? What happens is eventually when we pick up any new skill, usually what happens is you're so excited you're learning this new thing. And like the more you do it 3, 4 times, you're like fifth time, and you're like after that, like almost losing interest in it. But how you will gain or advance in that skill is by having to continue doing it, experiment with it, do new things with it, have fun with it. So I think that will be the biggest challenge that you have to overcome.
Yeah, that is true. People should enjoy the journey of learning rather than thinking that it's a burden and we have to do it. That have to do it factor should not be there. They should internally feel that, okay, I'm enjoying doing this.
Yeah, yeah. And you can think of it as like 2025 resolution. You can make it for yourself that, okay, this year I will not do exactly as I did in 2024. Okay, I'll do different things. I'll improve on myself. I'll pick up new things to learn. I will expand my horizon. I'll come out of my comfort zone. So these are things that you can make like a, new resolution and then do a bifurcation for each of these things, how you want to do it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Then only we can achieve the things we really wanted to achieve.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
So yes, how Sparky can help in achieving these things? Can you talk about a Sparky a little bit, what it is exactly and how it can help learners?
Right. So when I spoke about the speaking bit, that's where Sparky comes into the picture because that's a great partner to learn with. It's a non-judgmental platform. It's a place where you can you're at a maybe A1 level of English speaking, but eventually you will grow with Sparky because Sparky adapts to the way you are speaking. And as you start learning and go further in your vocabulary and start making better grammar sentences, right? You will see that improvement, and we've seen that with our data as well. We've seen that, like, if you use it for 3 months, people have 50% cut down on their grammar mistakes. So it's so important that you have a speaking partner. Okay, it could be Sparky, and then outside of that as well, try and practice with people. Try and speak with different kinds of people, right? Not the same person you're repeating again and again with, and make it a resolution to yourself. You're doing it every single day. Okay, with Sparky, spend like 10 minutes, go outside of it, also spend like 10 minutes talking to different kinds of people. Come out of your comfort zone, talk to strangers as well, collect new stories. So I think that would help you. Maybe even sitting in front of the mirror, talking to yourself, that could also be really helpful. So these are things that you can do in the speaking field. Record yourself and then, like, maybe go through it, come back to it. I want to do it differently. I want to use these new vocabulary words. Just practice. Maybe, like, there are words that you're not too comfortable with pronouncing. Do it with yourself. It might feel a little bit awkward in the starting, but the more you practice, right, it'll get very easy. And I'm sure, like, you do that and you must have, like, experienced that feeling as well, right?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
I've
yes,
done
I'm
a lot in
not
my learning stage. When I
Yeah.
was learning, I used to do it a lot. Self-talking, one of my favorite thing I used to do.
Yeah, yeah, it's quite exciting to, like, try new things, and then, like, you're working on yourself, improving. So that's quite important. And then outside of speaking, I think what you can also focus on, the listening part of it, writing, reading. So listening, I'll go into, like, what all you can try. Maybe a few podcasts that you can pick up on, and follow some influencers who are also in the same um, genre, like, making English videos or helping you learn new words. You can pick up some TV shows that you've, like, maybe set a timer for every day, maybe 30 minutes I will watch this show. Okay, and it helps you. There are these nuances that you'll pick up on. I don't want to get into, like, what TV shows you should watch. That depends on, like, what your interest is like. Pick up anything, but pick up something new, and then pick up on those nuances, um, how those words are structured, how are the jokes going around. And if you need more help, come back to Sparky, come back and practice that bit with Sparky. So, like, maybe there are few, okay, for example, friends, like, some joke you didn't understand, you can talk to Sparky about that joke itself, right?
Oh,
And that will be a fun conversation to have.
okay, that's nice. Can we have a demo of Sparky
For
first?
sure. Yeah, let's show that.
Okay.
Introducing Sparky, your voice first AI friend for building spoken English fluency. Sparky is a friendly fox you can speak in English with even if you don't speak well. Sparky gently corrects you and also shares feedback on everything you say.
I did not got invited for my friend's birthday, and I'm very sad. I didn't knew she did not want to be friends with me.
Oh no, I'm
Each conversation is designed to give you practice on specific language concepts or topics relevant to your life. Sparky keeps the conversation going so it never gets boring and helps and supports learners. If you're stuck for words, Sparky suggests what you could say. If you don't understand something Sparky said, you can easily see the meaning and even translate it to a language of your choice. Want to hear something again? You can just hit replay. You can also choose the accent and speed for Sparky's voice.
hello. Would you like me to speak faster or slower or in a different style?
Over time, it creates your personalized learning path to give you more practice on the specific mistakes that you make. If you don't feel like always talking, you can try out some fun interactive games designed to build vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar. You can also read stories and articles with Sparky, and Sparky will highlight the mispronounced words in red. Users see Sparky as a friend and enjoy talking to it.
I want to share a few things with you. Like in friendship, I always try to put my efforts in my all possible best ways. Then also, I am always being treated like an option. What to do about it?
Very soon, underconfident, struggling learners gain confidence, get over the stress and embarrassment, and begin to have meaningful conversations about things important to them. This
Okay. So now I have a question about Sparky. As you said that after speaking, listening is also an important thing. So does the Sparky also help in listening part? It
Yes.
can it can tell you a story or like I'm listening to it. Is there any feature kind of this?
Yeah. We have a listening mode. Like you can, there is a speaking mode, there's a listening mode, and when Sparky is speaking, it responds to what you're saying and it expands on that as well. So you're actively listening, and be actually more conscious that you are picking up on what Sparky is saying, how it's saying it, what are the next things Sparky is asking, because it's important how to make the conversation go on is you ask the right question also, right? And then Sparky is asking some question, you are responding, and then how Sparky is taking up that and then going ahead with the conversation. That's also, I think, the both are happening in that conversation format where like listening and speaking is back and forth. So that's, I think, two things that you'll do together with Sparky.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
nice. That's nice.
Yeah, and the other things I think maybe writing and reading are the two other things. Maybe you can set it up on a weekend that you have some reading time that you've said, like maybe newspaper, some articles you're reading. Pick up a good fun book, like a fictional book, some story that you are interested in. Pick up that book and make it a weekend thing. So what you can do is throughout your week, set these days. Set like Monday, Tuesday, I'm just gonna do speaking, okay? And then Wednesday, I'll do some writing, and then I'll come back to speaking, because speaking and listening, I feel like it needs a little bit more practice.
Yeah.
Um, you can do on Thursday, like speaking to the mirror, and then like doing more of these, and every day, just some time where you're also like watching and maybe listening to the podcast, and on the weekend, do more of like reading and writing. Maybe do like a personal journal that you could try out. You're just writing how you're feeling through the day, how your week was. You can come back to Sparky on a weekend and then just tell how my weekend was or how my whole week went. Right? That could be a good fun conversation to have. So these are a couple of things that you can try out, and this is 1 week that plan I've spoken about. You guys can keep repeating and experiment with it. Like if it doesn't work for you with speaking and listening, maybe you need more like grammar and vocabulary focus. Then you could do like more of reading and writing more days than speaking and listening, if that's what you require. But I think it also depends on, and Sparky is able to detect that very easily. Like Sparky would know where you're making the mistake. You can go, and every response that you have, there's a button to go and see the feedback on it. So you can go and see like, okay, I'm making these grammar mistakes. Oh, this is how I could have said the sentence. I could have said it better in this way. Right. So that'll help you every time. Just go back to the feedback, learn, then you'll do it. It'll just it's not some like Mount Everest. You'll do it. It's very easy. Like I've done it, she's done it, and it's going to be a great journey.
Yeah, it's just like that. You have to make your own routine because you know that what your routine is, where
Yeah,
you can fix those 15-20 minutes for English. If it is suitable for you to do it in the morning, you can set accordingly. If you know that you have Saturday and Sunday as a weekend, you are free. Like in Gurgaon, most of the people they are like getting off on Saturdays and Sundays. In Delhi, it's not the culture. Delhi people only get 1 day leave in a week, that is on Sunday. So for me, I also take this resolution that I will be studying, reading, not studying. I'll read a book like on the weekends, 1 hour, and that is compulsory for me. And I just want to see what are the changes because I haven't read any book in my past. I have learned English just without reading. So I just want to explore this area of learning. So you can also set these kinds of goal for you, and you have to follow them dedicatedly to get the best result out of it, right?
for sure. Yeah. I think that's and it's of course people to people. So, but I would say do more of practice, more of like speaking and listening. There's no other magic. And if you're especially a beginner, I think that's where the focus would be. If you wanted to increase your vocabulary over time, I mean, you're already comfortable speaking to strangers, you're able to make good sentences. That's where you go to the next step where you're reading more, right? And that's where you're at. And I love it, like you're reading.
Yeah. Okay. How Sparky can help to enhance vocabulary?
Yeah, so there are like at the end of each sentence, I told you, right, there's a feedback. So
Okay.
even in that, there are like these sentences, it'll say new words that you could have used, how you could have improved your sentence. That's where you will introduce new vocabulary to you. In the conversation itself, when Sparky is using some new words which you're not aware of, so you can just tap on the dictionary and then go through whichever word, like in the whole sentence, whatever Sparky is used, you can go to the certain word, you can see it in your own language as well. It's there in Hindi, and you can see the meaning, you can see the examples. So it'll help you understand how will I use this word when I come back to Sparky and I talk about like how my day was or whatever, like whatever topic, right? How you'll use that word. So I think over time it'll help you. The more you try and use these features, additional things that have been given along with the conversation.
Okay, so I think Sparky can help you with everything. All the four methods of learning: reading, writing, speaking, listening. So if
Yes.
Sparky is there, you may not feel bored, because sometimes what happened with the people, they put their 100% efforts, but they started feeling bored because you cannot talk for a long time with yourself. You can talk around 10 minutes, 15 minutes. After some time, you feel awkward and you feel like, what am I doing? So I think that is the great replacement. Sparky can help you with that.
Yeah.
Conversation can be engaging and you can spend more time if you have someone to communicate with.
Yes, yes. And try and experiment with different kinds of people also. Like, security bhaiya, your mama, papa, the friends, and like anybody, maybe some strangers you're meeting on a bus, you're going in a Uber pool, you're like using new sentences, you're trying out something. Because maybe with strangers, it might be actually more easier because you're not going to meet them. So just like
Yes.
try, try.
We have no fear of judgment, that how will he react if I'll speak something wrong. So when we speak to the people who are close to us, we have this fear, like what he will think. So there's no that fear of, like, when we're talking to strangers. And if you talk about me, I also started the strangers. I started communicating with the people who are at the restaurant, especially who are when I'm placing my order. So I've started speaking with those people first, and when I started feeling comfortable with them, then I start talking with other people. So it is, I think, best idea.
Yeah, yeah, it totally works.
Yeah.
Like, I think the most important thing is setting up a goal for yourself. And you can do it on a monthly basis, you can do it on a weekly basis. And you set a, which I already spoke about, you can set a timer for yourself, right? So you think about like if 10 minutes is what works for you, half an hour is what works for you, accordingly spread it across the calendar. And I've already said 365 days, guys. Okay, every single day you will do this. So that's why I think what's important is you set a whole timeline for yourself accordingly. Maybe like a 3 month plan. Okay. And every month, whatever progress that you're doing, notice that progress in yourself. Celebrate that progress for yourself. Make notes of how you've seen that improvement happen for yourself. Talk to Sparky about it. Have that conversation that, hey, I've actually seen this happen for myself, and this is my next goal. Maybe the whole goal conversation you can have with Sparky and make that goal with Sparky. That, hey, my goal is that in 2 months I should be reaching here, and I should be able to make longer sentences, be able to speak an entire story, right? So you could set, I mean, I think it also depends on the kind of person and what your goal is like, right? But I think celebrate that goal. I think it'll get you that motivation, that celebrate with your friends that, hey, I've reached this goal and let's go out and celebrate it. Or I'll get like some chocolate, something. So you'll get more motivated to try and continue on that goal. And then the next 3 months, you can set another goal for yourself. Maybe now next is the reading one that you want to focus on. So you could do that for yourself. And throughout the whole calendar, as you see your progress, you can keep changing and mending days that you want to spend more on a certain skill than the other. So that would be, I think, quite helpful.
Yes, as you were talking about the goals, I remember one thing from my past when I was learning English. I used to set goals like that within a month I have to talk with 15 different people. This
Yes.
is what I used to do, and there was this application I used to use up that time. There was no Sparky that time, unfortunately. So I have to communicate with the other co-learners. So it was my target. Okay, this month I have to connect with 15 different people, and I will observe that how I have learned with them, what I have learned with them. So you can also keep these kinds of goals. These are interesting and make your journey very interesting. You don't feel bored at a time like doing the same thing again and again. Sometimes it happens that people start feeling bored. So when you will create such kind of creative goals, like okay, I have a goal that I have to watch two movies in English. Like on a weekend, I have to do it. So movies are something which obviously you are feeling interested. I don't think that there's a person who don't like to watch movie. It is a kind source of entertainment. So you can set a goal like that, that you will watch with subtitles in first 2 weeks, and like after third week you have to remove the subtitles and try to understand what they're exactly talking. This can surely help you to build your confidence as well, because this is what I used to do when I was learning English. I used to watch movies with subtitles in the beginning. After months 2 3, I try to remove those subtitles and start watching them directly, and it truly gives me a motivation. I started feeling okay. Earlier I was here, I was not able to even understand what they're talking. I used to read those subtitles, but now I'm able to understand what they're talking directly. I don't need to go with the subtitles. That's a kind of achievement. This is how you will track your progress, which is really important. So I
Yeah.
think you have mentioned the right point.
Yeah, and I love that you set up this number of people that you need to speak to in within a month or within a week. I think that's very, very cool idea. Just totally, guys, try this out. And what you can do is for yourself, like weekly, what I spoke about, speaking, listening, reading, writing, do it with people, and then you've set it like, okay, this week I've done this much on my goal achievement, and this is additional, which is like 5 people I'm talking to every week. Set that for yourself. You can do it on a weekend, you can do it through the whole week. Maybe you're commuting, you can talk to your cab driver. So, try different things.
Yeah, and also what I want to share with you, people have this habit that they usually disconnect these marketing calls which we received on daily basis. I have never done that. I have never lost any opportunity to pick up those calls and talk to them for like 15 or 20 minutes. Sometimes when I've received calls through bank, they have this good command over the language. So I never missed that kind of opportunity. I used to talk with them and stretch for 20, 10, 20 minutes because I'm getting that free of cost. I should, these are the practical method which can help you. If you will going to use an application, you have to pay for that, but you are getting these things free of cost. Just attend one call a day, talk
Yeah,
to them. You will feel comfortable because the person is completely stranger for you. He's not going to judge you. You
yeah,
will feel more confident. So these are the things which I have practically done. I would, if Sparky would be there, it was like very convenient for me. I did not take this much time for learning English. It's approximately 3 years I have been learning. I'm still learning. I'm still making grammatical errors. Now I started using Sparky, and yeah, that's all about my journey.
yeah, that is very cool. And we are always a learner. Don't think like, that I've reached optimum level. You're always learning, you're always in the learning mode, right? Like you're always trying new things. So 2025, just make that resolution for yourself. And I love that idea. Like, all the call center random calls you're getting, you're picking it up and then trying it out. That is very, very cool because it's a non-judgmental space and it's a place where you can start off if you're like hesitant, if you're one of those, when a new person comes and they are talking in English very fluently and you get very panicky. Oh my God, I have to reply in English. If you're one of those kind, I think this is the best one, right? You start off with like, there's no person in the front, but like on the call, you're just, and Sparky is exactly the same, right? In the same way, like Sparky is not judging, you're just having conversation. You can speak into it, you can type into it, you can change the accent, you can try out like maybe different speeds. Maybe Sparky is too fast for you right now, but eventually you'll start adjusting over time and you can change that and you will realize that progress, right? So that's very important.
Yes, ma'am. I think we have discussed all the necessary points you have to do, and one thing I would like to tell you that Sparky application is very convenient, very comfortable to use. If you will use it, you will realize that you are feeling very much comfortable while talking in English. If you will talk with a stranger or any other person, as compared to your talking with Sparky, you will feel that comfort level. So I think you should give it a chance. I will mention the link in the description box. You can download it for free for few minutes. You can try it out. If you like it, then you can take the subscription, which is very nominal. You feel like that you're just, it's very nominal. Do it and take the help of Sparky and be fluent in the next year 2025.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining me and giving your views about this
Yes.
learning English.
Yes, and good luck to everyone who is starting new year with new resolutions and excited plans and upskilling themselves and coming out of your comfort zone. So yes, thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much for joining. Bye bye.
Bye.